I'll just say a few words. I've got to watch me throw. It's all for 10 hours tomorrow. First of all, if Barack Obama's anything to go by, I'll start bombing people in the morning after I've got a peace prize. Because, you know, we see all the time this word peace thrown around. And it's not a word, it's a state of being. And so we have had civilians all over the Middle East in recent years, not least in Libya, bombed to bring them peace and bombed to protect them from violence. So this word peace is thrown around. I love this phrase, we must fight for peace. I love that one. I've never worked it out. How do you fight for peace? If you fight for something, you're in a state of fighting, which is not peace. And really, if we're going to bring peace to the world, we have to expose to as many people as possible what is destroying the peace. Because, I mean, people in this room are not going to fight each other. They're not going to go to war with each other. Because they're in a state of being that does not want to do that. And frankly, the vast majority of people in the world, the overwhelming vast majority of people in the world, they don't want that. They don't want war. They don't want conflict. They want peace. They want to look after their families. They want to go about their lives without fear of what's coming next. And so, without uncovering that manipulation that is systematically destroying the peace by playing people off against each other through divide and rule, through the fault lines of race and income bracket and religion, then we're never going to get peace in any global, universal way, because this force is constantly going to be agitating to make sure it never happens. And when I talk for 10 hours tomorrow, I'm going through a massive number of dots connecting into pictures. I'm going to go into what this force is that's manipulating the constant destruction of peace. And it has many, many, many levels. There's the level that you can see, planes dropping bombs, presidents ordering people to fly and drop bombs, but it goes deeper and deeper than that, into the very fabric of reality, into the very manipulation of human emotion, human thought, human perception, so that we see the world in terms of everyone standing up for themselves, rather than seeing ourselves as some kind of human family where everyone needs to work together and to look after each other. That will bring peace. What will not bring peace is playing different parts of humanity off against each other constantly to bring about an end of peace. So it's quite appropriate. I mean, I'm very honoured. Thank you ever so very much to get this award. I mean, I'm not really into awards. In fact, it's the first one I've ever had. But I take it as an acknowledgement of all those people all over the world from many different backgrounds who have, over the last, starting off 25, 30 years ago, some people even further back. And then more and more coming up to present day as more and more people have opened their minds to the fact the world's not like they thought it was. It's an acknowledgement of all those people who spend their times, whether it's people like me travelling around the world talking at events and writing books, or people in their spare bedrooms. Actually, I write my books in a spare bedroom, funnily enough. In their spare bedrooms, just putting out information to as many people as they can. And this accumulation of information from all these vastly different sources of people have together, cumulatively, have started to make a difference. They have. As I travel around the world, I see it. When I look at what things were like when I started out 26 years ago, to what they are now in terms of people opening their minds to things they would have laughed at or dismissed before. And so we are making progress. And it's a progress that is saying to people, the world does not have to be like this. It doesn't. You know, it's a choice. We can be peaceful or we can be aggressive. We can be peaceful or we can go to war with each other. And therefore, we must take our choice back. And our choice comes from our perceptions of everything, our perceptions of self, our perceptions of reality, our perceptions of world events. And if we start to see, for instance, that what we're looking at now, and how appropriate we're talking about peace now, it's a long time back in the 1990s, that I started saying that the plan was for a third world war, pitching the West up against Russia and China. Look at what's happening now. Look at what's happening every day. Look at how it's becoming more and more and more blatant that that's exactly what the United States and its allies like Britain want to do. And if we can show people and get out to people the fact that these current events are not random, they're not a result of a series of random events as we ended up here. They are the result of calculated, manipulated processes of pushing the world and directing the world in a particular direction that go back centuries, staggering as it may seem, to people who haven't researched it. And thus we are faced with a situation now where they want us to go to war again, they want us to go to world war again, they want us to think that Putin is Stalin, that he wants to invade the world. John Kerry today has said he wants an investigation into Syrian and Russian war crimes, and how he did not genetically implode when those words left his lips, I have no idea, as a Secretary of State representing the most warlike government and military on earth. And these are the understandings that we need to get out there, that this is not about good guys and bad guys. It's not about protecting people from Russia or protecting people from this or that. It's about using those excuses to persuade people that the only way of protecting them is to go to war globally yet again. So the whole foundation of bringing peace to this world is to expose constantly, incessantly, that force which is seeking for its own ends, on many levels, to make sure that this world is never at peace again. And so, you know, I take this award as an acknowledgement of all those people all over the world who've made their contribution to getting us where we are now. Because we are at least at the point now, compared with 26 years ago, where it's nothing like as easy now to sell this nonsense as it was before. More and more people are going, hold on a second, what's going on? We just had the Brexit in Britain, coming out of the European Union, where the entire spectrum, virtually, of British politics, from left to most of the right even, were saying, catastrophe if you come out. And enough people said, don't care, we're coming out. We're deciding, not you, the political class. And so it is getting more difficult. And I'm glad at the moment that the American military spokesman and the American State Department and all these other people are overcooking the pudding in their condemnation and claims about Russia and their intentions. Because it means that when you go over the top, more and more people go, hold on a minute, this doesn't make sense to me, this is way over the top. And that's a good thing. But to bring about peace in the world, we have to expose what is taking peace away. And that's what the alternative media is all about in all its forms. And I take this as an acknowledgement of that to people all over the world. Thank you very much. Thank you.